hot up in there.
Right.
Yeah.
What happened? This might use
Something
me.
right.
I need to sit back. Huh?
Something's not right now.
Something's not right with yours.
It's sideways, I can tell. Just about.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Just by the way. Yeah, it's sideways.
Why does my microphone seem like it's over this way more?
I'm about to reset because it's sideways. Sorry about that, guys.
The microphone is weird today. Jasmine looking at us like, what in the world?
There we go. We're good. All right, better.
Hello, hello. Sound check. Hello, hello. Hello, hello.
Hey, I got you.
You?
Yep.
You hear
Hey,
me?
hey.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're good. Good morning. We are
The Morning Takeover.
I'm your girl, Shanisa W.
I'm AMAC. I don't know how to act. Hey, this is Ellis Dean.
We are going to give you all the latest in entertainment news, politics, and sports. We are on every Monday through Friday at 10:15 on The Real 1100. Let's talk. Good morning, good morning.
Hey.
Oh, was it Tuesday? Is it $2 Tuesday?
It's $2 Tuesday.
$2 Tuesday. All right, guys. Why does it feel like it's later in the week? I always get confused.
Because it's hot as AF in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hot. It is hot.
I'll
Yo.
be naked by the end of the show.
Right. It's hot up in here today. We got the little fans going. It's hot. But I got some hot topics for y'all. So
Y'all need to see Jasmine's face when I say some crazy stuff. Her, she just be like, shaking her
Jasmine
head.
be like, she just.
He's
I
like,
think
doing the
Jasmine-
most.
Jasmine is the operations
She's the operations
manager,
manager.
and she. Yeah, if you guys are listening to us online, she's shaking her head at us.
Right.
Guys,
Beautiful.
jump in the chat room too. If you're just listening in, you can jump in the chat room
Yep.
and talk to us. Talk to us about what your favorite mimosa moment is and everything else. All right, let's do it. All right, Floyd Mayweather.
Oh my gosh.
I posted his $18 million watch all over social media. I mean, I ain't mad at him because
I'm mad at him.
I mean,
You cannot be mad at him because you're nice. I am mad at him.
I mean, because I guess I feel
$18
like
million?
this. Like, in my Tupac boys, I ain't mad at you. I mean, it's
I'm
crazy.
mad at him.
It's crazy, but like, I just want to really make. Floyd does some extravagant things. He does. I get it.
Be extravagant and the positive.
But this is my
Build
question.
a school, build a church,
he
feed
going
some
to-
homeless. You could be $18 million. You could do that extravagantly.
Right. But like, I just don't want him to end up in a MC Hammer position. Do you think that could happen? Like, where I don't think Floyd. I don't think so. But like,
If he does, it's going to take longer to burn through the money because he's got a lot of money. I mean, like he's estimated. I think at the last time I checked,
almost $1 billion, isn't he?
somewhere between $700 million to $1 billion. And so that kind of money just sitting in a typical savings account. And my man Sean Rochester, he wrote the Black Tax, and he's
What's
going to be
up,
coming on the
man?
show. He's listening right now, so he can explain this better than I am.
What's the name
That
of the
I can't-
book?
It's called The Black Tax: What It Costs to Be Black in America.
Oh.
It's a great book. And
It costs a lot. It costs me a lot.
It does, and he's
We
going
gotta
to
come
talk
up in here
about
with
that.
new outfits every day since we Facebook Live.
Well, and the funny thing is that
Somebody start paying for my clothes.
I just saw an article that said that the net kind of buying power of African Americans just reached like $1.3 trillion. And so for him to have, close to $1 billion, let's go in the middle, let's say $850 million. And the only thing we hear about him is buying Bugattis and $18 million watches.
Because it was like $25,000 for his oil change. Like,
yeah, it's like
$25,000.
because those cars. I mean,
Yeah.
and so it's like, can I see like LeBron carries a $40,000 purse, but he also opens a school.
It's not.
You know what I mean? He also.
It's not a. It's a.
Was it a sling bag?
You know what? I asked this question on my social media, and nobody really gave me a good answer. I said, I'm seeing a lot more men purses these days, a whole lot more.
Floyd carries a Merce.
Including,
he carries a Merce.
Oh, and his purses be the bomb. Like
right. They probably $50,000 too.
Oh, they probably more than that. But I asked a question on my social media. I was like, hey guys, I need to know. Like, I'm seeing these man purses everywhere. What's that on? Like, what's that on? And some people made jokes and was like,
here go my purse right here. I'm holding up a wallet.
What's in these man purses?
Here go my purse right here.
I mean, what's in them? What do you as a man need in the purse? Like,
maybe he carries his compact in there. And his
foundation.
I
just need to know. Somebody, it's really starting to bother me only because I want to know. I want to know what's in these purses. I want to know everybody.
Extra pair of drawers.
I got social media, like friends. I see them with the purse now. And what's in it? What is in it? I need to know.
Some Gucci slides. I don't know what's in there.
What's in there? Like, and they be big. Like,
it be like an overnight bag. Like, what is it? Like, serious? Is it that serious?
I mean, I don't know. I thought you was gonna be able to help me with that.
No, I don't care what. What am I doing? I got a book bag and I carry a laptop, something to stuff.
Is that what's in the purses?
I don't. Maybe. No, you can't put a laptop in that purse.
Right.
No $40,000 ostrich skin purse.
Right.
You put a laptop in there. You got an HP up in that joint.
Oh Lord. Anyway.
Maybe he got a little person in there that just kind of just pop out every once in a while.
His assistant.
He carry a little person in his bag.
But Floyd purses be the bomb. Like Floyd, his purses. Do I have to call it a purse though? Can I call it something else?
You can call it a Merce.
A Merce. Okay, that makes me feel better. I'm calling it a Merce. I'm a Merce. Guys, jump in the chat room. If you are a man that carries a Merce, let me know what's in it.
Please.
That's all I got to say.
Please.
All right, next. The game.
Game.
He explains why he thinks Kim Kardashian should run for president. You can't have dead silence on the radio.
But there's nothing to say to that. Like,
right.
Where are we in America? Where are we in America?
We with Trump. That's bad.
I know, but we want to go from bad to worse.
I actually think, you know who I want to run the country and who will run it? The mom manager, Chris. Chris could run the heck out of this. She will run the heck out of this country. But anyway, the game, he believes this because he said that she could get the young white vote because of her sister Kylie. Like they love her. They treat her like a god. Like they love her. Yeah. And he said where Hillary fell short was that white female vote. That he said Kylie could get it. So he's talking Kim and Kylie for the next president and vice president. What can we even say today? I mean, TMZ caught him outside, and he was leaving a restaurant, and they asked him about, because see, this is the thing, Kim K is doing so much these days. Like, I don't know if you guys, I've updated you on several things, but like, she did get the grandmother out of jail. Well, last Friday, she went to a California jail, and she just like talked to the inmates. She talked to 15 different inmates. Okay. And she's all about, like since she helped that one lady, it's almost like she feels like this is her calling.
Okay. That doesn't make you a president, though.
Right.
That don't mean you got to make policy.
So she met with several prisoners to talk about what it's like being locked up, as well as their concerns, when they get out into the real world. Okay. Because like I told you, there's someone that I know of who, like, he's been in jail all his life. Like, he just keeps doing things to go back to jail because he doesn't know how to live outside. So I can't imagine that. Like,
you know what? And again, I've thrown some shade on Kim Kardashian and the show and their family. But I love the fact that she is being more of a champion for prison reform and seeing where there is injustice.
She arrived at the California.
I cannot draw that line from her championing social justice and prison reform, which is basically what she's doing, because she could partner with Meek Mill, because he's talking about prison reform too, to the White House.
So Kim arrived.
I can't draw that line.
So Kim arrived at the California Institution for Women last Friday with a few of her bodyguards. Of
course, I'm sure.
And she toured the grounds and the living quarters. And she met with them, and she said it just really it did something to her. She listened to their stories. She listened to, what they did, and you know, what they want to do when they get out, and just, I mean, I think that's very commendable. Like,
it is.
I mean,
have you followed her Instagram though? I know you follow her Instagram.
Hello.
Is that presidential?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Is Trump's presidential?
No.
Presidential?
No. Two wrongs don't make a right, though. I'm just saying, like, we already effed up one time. Like, why do we have to mess up again? Like,
yeah, I mean,
okay.
Look, Kim,
I appreciate what she's doing.
Kim
I
wouldn't
really
even
do.
want that job, though. I mean,
I really do. Continue to work on prison reform, Kim.
Yeah, and you know, Kim don't even want that position. Chris might, but Kim don't want that. So I mean, we're really just speaking hypothetically because Kim don't want that.
Why is the game talking about who's your running president?
Because
I like the game.
Because you know what, TMZ stopped him while he was trying to leave a restaurant and was like, "Hey, what do you think about Kim and this whole, you know, prison?" So like, he had no choice.
That's a random question,
right? Like, but you know, the game
random.
is real cool with them. He used to be with, you know, the Kardashians all the time, like partying everywhere. Like, I don't know if him and Khloe ever has. I think they did.
You may have chopped it down.
But yeah, so he was always, you know, he was with the Kardashians. Like, you saw the paparazzi, you saw Khloe, Kim, you saw the game. So that's why TMZ was like, "Hey, what do you think about, you know, Kim for president?" And he was like, "I'm all for it." He said, "But think about it though. Think about this. What, like, really though, if the Kardashians endorsed anybody, like, that would be a huge thing because they could make an impact like that. Like, say for instance,
if those people go vote,
if
you can have 300 million Instagram followers, but them folks got to go and pull the leather, punch the button, punch the card, do whatever. They got to be of voting age, and they've got to be registered, and they've got to go vote.
They said it's so many 18-year-old white females that just love Kylie. If Kylie says do this, they're going to do it. The Kardashians really, I was reading an article, they really could. And like, if they endorse somebody,
they can influence a lot of people.
They can influence.
That. But those people still have to go vote.
Yeah.
Register, go vote.
Yeah, and believe me, if Kylie tell them, whatever Kylie says, they do. If Kylie get lip fillers, they get lip fillers. She just took hers out. Matter of fact, Kylie does not have that famous, you know, she actually took her lip fillers out. And I
That's
mean,
good.
She talked about that the other day, like she posted on her Instagram. She took those out. So Kylie does not have the lip fillers anymore.
Can I
and
give
now
the game some
all
advice?
the girls are taking theirs out too.
Can I get the game some advice?
What? Well, he didn't do nothing. They caught him.
In the immortal words of Belle Biv DeVoe, never trust a big butt in a swamp. Leave them Kardashians alone.
Oh,
your life will be better for it.
No, the Kardashians.
Kanye went crazy. We can go down the line. Lamar Odom went crazy. Okay.
Kanye already
Reggie Bush fell off the earth.
Okay, but
you want to go down the list?
But
There's
it's
a
not
list.
their fault.
There's a list.
It's not their fault. Rob
it's a coincidence.
was depression. Kanye has always
Black China, that's
depression.
another one. She dealt with a Kardashian too. She can't get nobody no more than she dates children. Okay. What?
But I don't think that there's a Kardashian curse. Tell me, do you guys think so?
There's a Kardashian curse all day long.
Anyway, we're going to move right along, you know, because Ella's going to be Patty Pendergrass when it comes to my Kardashians.
Oh,
dang. Y'all going to see some violence over here because I'm a hitter. So let's go ahead and move on to Drake.
Drizzy.
Love some Drake.
Do right, kill everything.
Drake Scorpion is the first album to hit 1 billion streams in 1 week.
According to who? Tidal?
No, Spotify. Okay, y'all, if y'all don't know, Tidal has some issues right now. Jay going to do some things because, you know, they said that the numbers
were falsified streams. Just call it what it is.
So they said that they did not, they didn't do anything to the streams, but
I don't trust Tidal streams.
They said if something did happen to the streams, it was because they were hacked. So they said we didn't do it, but if it happened, we were hacked.
Well, you need to check out that show, man. That was hilarious.
Right, that was funny.
Okay, so Spotify said he's got 1 billion. First to reach 1 billion streams.
1 billion streams.
Wow.
I wonder if that Pusha T and Drake drama end up, you know, like people start talking about Drake more and more. I mean, Drake didn't need no more attention.
He didn't respond, and he's winning.
And I'm saying, like, do you think that contributed? You know, that drama before.
It did.
I think so too.
It did, and that's why it's probably the people that were around Drake said don't respond.
Right.
The publicity is already there. You're only going to make it.
Yeah, like.
Oh, and you know what? I was listening to Drake the
down.
other day. I had one of his older songs came up on rotation when I was getting ready, and he said he was a Sean T investment. What's the guy's name? Jay Prince. I'm a Jay Prince investment. It was on a song that he did with 2 Chainz. He's I'm a Jay Prince investment. And I was like, oh wow.
Because he found.
So he did acknowledge it on a song.
And he found him on MySpace. That's how.
Yeah.
I mean, he had the show before in the wheelchair. Yeah, he found him on MySpace. We talked about that. But Scorpion scored over 750 million streams in the U.S. only in its first 7 days. That's just for the U.S.
Wow.
Right. Scorpion broke Beer Bong's. Have you ever heard of Beer Bong's? I haven't, but anyway.
Okay.
Scorpion broke Beer Bong's record in just his first 3 days by tallying 435 million U.S. streams from June 29th to July 1st. Drake took to Instagram to celebrate.
Of course. Winning.
And
winning.
He's winning. He just, I don't think he
Could I get
that.
one of our smart listeners to help us understand how people get paid off of streams?
Yeah, can y'all tell me?
Because y'all smarter than me. I like to think I'm a little bit smart, but some of y'all are really much smarter than I am. I need to understand how people get paid off of streams.
Commercial yet?
I need to figure out how people get paid off of streams.
You're right. I don't get it.
And I'm not spending not $1 on Spotify, but I can stream.
Right. What is
so
it?
how are they getting paid?
And I got Amazon Music, because I'm a Prime member, so I don't hear the latest stuff on there all the time. But how do they get paid on the stream?
I need to know that. Please, somebody help me understand
because
that.
you be listening to it all the time.
I do.
Free. So
Wi-Fi and Spotify going in.
so how do they make the money? Yeah. Where JB? Is he in there today?
He's in there.
JB, let us know. I know you can let us know.
JB smart, y'all.
We about to get real petty, y'all.
Oh,
right now.
I need to get my cake.
About to get real petty.
I need to get my cake. I'm about to get
Tamar,
excited.
Braxton, and Tank.
Woo!
They are super petty. Like, both of them are petty. Like, both of them. Like, it's too much. So Tamar went to social media. She claims that she fired her entire, band because they ditched her for her Philadelphia concert and they went to Essence.
Everybody else was at Essence too. Wasn't nobody at your Philadelphia concert?
Right.
You mad?
I don't understand. Like, I'm sure they had.
Your sisters weren't even at that concert. Right. They was at Essence.
And I'm like, why is she mad? Like I'm sure they didn't just not show up. I'm like, because Vince still manages her, and I got some text messages between them and Vince. But anyway, so when she put that out there saying she was firing everybody, because they, skipped her gig.
Because they wanted to go where people are.
Right. Tank posted a video of himself with the band at Essence.
Oh, that's super petty. I love it, Tank.
And he said, I know you love the petty because you love petty.
Super petty.
You love petty. So Tank, what he does is he takes a video with the band and says, I have the band and I'm never letting go, on some real-ish. I'll say that. The word, y'all know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
He said on some real-ish, don't attack these kids on social media. And he captioned, he captioned his video, put it out there. So it's him and all the band members at Essence.
That's real petty. That's super petty.
That's like a video.
Super petty.
That's super petty.
Tank, you get a high five. You get a virtual high five.
We're going to go to commercial and we're going to come back. We're going to go to commercial, y'all. And we're going to come back with more of Tank and Tamar pettiness.
Wow, it was really
Summer is here.
It's hot in here. I'm not getting my best today.
Your air conditioning handle demands summer in Atlanta. Like you're
sweating.
Something happened with the air.
Regular.
Like, y'all not getting my best today. I'm sorry.
And these walls got carpet on them, so ain't no breathing in this thing. It was hot.
Broken air conditioning unit at the hottest time.
Forehead shining.
They should call Cool Air.
Y'all about that? We got Cool Air as a sponsor. We can't call Cool Air.
Step number 1. Central
Call
Nervous
Cool Air.
System.
Hey,
When you bring
man.
us back, you need to talk about
Filters
that.
ready.
My girl's about to be out of
Free
here.
and trained have a professional inspection
Can't be
effectively,
bald head sweat.
safely
That's just
clean
that ain't working.
and refrigerated levels.
Forehead shining.
A good
Y'all
maintenance
ain't getting my
program
best
often
today. I'm
takes
sorry.
care of energy savings and increased comfort. Cool Air would love to earn your business. Call us at 770
that Martin Luther King church fan. Somebody break that Martin Luther King church. You all right? What's up? It's hot in the studio. And we are back, and you're listening to the Morning Takeover right here on the Real 1100. I am your boy, Silly Thoughts, and I'm sitting across from the lovely Shanisa W. in the hottest studio, literally and figuratively, in Atlanta.
We hot in here. We got hot topics. We got hot everything.
We got hot pockets, hot topics, hot everything over this time.
We need to make that called a cool air.
For real, Cool Air, come on right now. I need you right now.
I love Cool Air for being a long-time supporter of the show. Over a year now.
Yes.
Definitely hit them up.
Number one sponsor.
Yes, definitely hit them up if you need some air, when it's hot, and if you need some heat when it's cold.
Okay, so JB has given us the answer to our question about how people get paid off the stream.
Oh, I thought you was going to answer a question about the man purse. Okay,
no. I don't think JB cares the man purse. I don't think he can answer that question.
Okay,
Hopefully not. So he said basically, he's like, because if you're on the free version of Spotify, there's ads, and there's always ads, and so companies are paying money to have their ads. The more streams, the more ads get played, and so therefore they have to pay. I think they pay per ad, and so and then they in turn forward that money to the artist.
JB, thanks for enlightening us.
They forward that money to the artist because they say, if I have these artists allowing us to stream their music, I can charge more for ads because I've got top popular artists. Thank you, JB. I knew we had somebody smarter than us.
Thank you.
In there.
Let's get back to the pettiness. All right, so after Tank posted a video with himself and Tamar's band,
right,
which was extra petty.
Super
petty.
I
do like what he said. He was like, on some real stuff, don't attack these kids on social media. You can just talk to them.
He did petty with a side of shade.
He did. And
I love it.
How old are they? He said young kids. How old are they?
They're probably in their 20s. If you make a decision to skip a job to go party, you in your 20s. But that's only some stuff that 20-year-olds do.
But guess what? He claimed they would never, so Tank says they would never intentionally miss a gig. And he said, if someone in your camp is telling you different, which I know they are, it's a lie. So he's saying somebody's lying in Tamar camp. Basically, he calling Vince out because, Tamar responded by saying that the video was a BA move. Y'all know what that B?
Yeah.
Just this
I've been black my whole life.
Right. So that's what she's saying. So then she brought it even further in and talked about something homophobic with him. We're just gonna say it like that.
Like what we talked about on yesterday's show.
Yeah.
After the show, on the after show clip, we couldn't talk about it on the air.
Right.
We could talk about it on the after show.
Tamar came back hard.
Yeah.
She came back hard.
You know she was coming.
She
Queen Patty.
She came after his sexuality and everything.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. He said, he was like, Tank basically got on social media again and was like, I can show messages from Vince to them. They had it off. They had that weekend off.
Yeah.
So I guess she's just being extra petty, but they had that weekend off. And Tank ready to get real petty. He was like, I will screenshot them and post the messages.
Right.
So everybody just petty in that, ain't there? Just everybody petty.
Screenshot has taken pettiness to the ultimate
level. It's
level.
taking it to another level.
Don't you hate when you've been screenshot?
Right. I mean, so y'all might see that later on today.
Wow.
A screenshot of the approval of them. Because I don't think they would just go skip a job. You know what I'm saying? That's too much that's their income.
And the new pettiness? The new beef that's popping back? It's not new. It's old beef, but it's resurfacing.
What?
Mike Epps and Kevin Hart. They're back at it.
Right.
All right, so Mike Epps posted a picture of him and Eddie Murphy.
Y'all know we had the Day Mike Epps look-alike, the stand-in. We had Mike Epps stand-in last
Follow the
week.
car, check out my man Neil Carr.
Follow the car. He is a stand-in for Mike Epps.
Looks very similar. That's why he was a stand-in.
When they put the hair on him,
Yeah. So Mike Epps posted a picture of him and Eddie Murphy, and then somewhere in the comments, somebody puts Eddie Murphy is still funnier than Kevin Hart.
What's wrong with saying that? That's how you feel.
But Mike Epps responded to it, and he said, everybody is funnier than Kevin Hart.
Why y'all gotta do that?
And
why do you
Kevin Hart catches wind of it. Kevin Hart, makes it. he makes a response, but it's more shade than pettiness. He didn't
Is
come right
anybody
back at
in the
him.
entertainment industry not gonna be petty? That is the most
No,
petty. Like they just petty.
we wouldn't have a job if people were petty.
Right. But
thank you, Tamar Braxton. Thank you,
Tamar.
Thank you,
So-
Mike Epps and Kevin
anyway,
Hart.
these guys had approved time off, so Tamar is she just I don't know. But all right, Jamie Foxx, told you guys a couple weeks ago, he was getting a case filed against him for allegedly slapping his man meat.
Mama go on mute.
Right, it's a man meat against a woman's face. It was in her house. It was in his house.
Right.
And she said this happened, and she went to the hospital. Why do you go to the hospital though after like? I mean,
that was a lie.
What do you have to get treated? Well, what's treated? What's treated? Well, what do you need to get treated?
I don't even know if they had DNA evidence back in that day.
I mean, so anyway, so basically the assault was the alleged whatever, lady. But it's 16 years ago. 16 years ago. Supposed to be at his place, and he allegedly tried to get her to perform,
fellatio.
Yes. And then when she didn't, she said he smacked her with it. And so anyway, they basically
Baby
said,
Jamie Foxx is smacking women down with
16 years
with
ago.
Baby Jamie? Okay.
16 years ago. So anyway, he will not be charged. The whole situation is dead.
Stupid.
Jamie said it was a lie. It's dumb. And it's 16 years ago.
And he's happy with Katie Holmes. Be happy with Katie Holmes.
Right. But I want Katie Holmes to step it up though as far as her style. You know what I'm saying? Because Jamie be fly, and then she be having on.
You like him homely.
She real homely. Jamie
Real
don't like
homely.
him homely. She even when I put them pictures up, everybody say the same thing.
Katie
like,
Holmes is winning. Do you realize that? She had that one
Is
hit
she?
show. She had the one hit show with Dawson's Creek.
Tom Cruise.
Then she had a baby by Tom Cruise, and that's endless money.
Right.
And then now she with Jamie Foxx. She's
But
winning.
can't you put on designer or something?
I would come out dressed like Little House on the Prairie if I was her.
And that's what she's doing.
Okay.
That's what she's doing. But
What?
it's Jamie, I think she needs
I
to
be
spice
looking
it
crazy.
up. She need to spice it up a little bit.
I would dress like
think.
Dr. Zeus one day.
You
the
know
cat
what?
hat.
I can't with Ellis right now. All right, guys.
I'm
Ben
winning.
Simmons.
You want my life right now.
So Ben Simmons, you all know who that is,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay. He says his ex is stalking him.
Yes.
Kendall Jenner. Kendall Jenner is, of course, Kim Kardashian's sister. Bruce's or Caitlyn's daughter.
Yeah.
So
Kendall
anyway,
Jenner. So they buying a place together. It's accelerated very
she's
quickly.
the one that I didn't think was gonna go black. She was the only one I was like, she's not gonna date a black guy. Like everybody else I could see, but her
He's biracial,
and Courtney.
He's biracial though.
Okay, so he got some black in him. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
so,
in America he's black, but
Yeah.
she may be tricking herself to think that.
But the two of them, I was like, will never go black. But yeah, anyway, she is. And he said that, she's stalking him. Like, she keeps showing up at the same places he's at. Like him and, Kendall.
She
and
popped
now
up in Vegas on him, and then she popped up in West Hollywood on him.
She keep popping up.
Ooh,
And they said they're going to have to get extra security because Ben was like, he wants an extra security for for Kendall.
Yeah.
Because, is this shit crazy? Like, I don't know much about her.
She got to be
But
because
she's
she only had
stalking.
one hot song. So how is she flying all over the country following this dude? You need to work on your career. Stop
Work
trying
on
to
your career. Like, stop
For
stalking.
real.
It's
And you know how they
not a
hooked
good
up,
look.
right? You know how they hooked up?
How?
I got the real tea. Okay, so she puts a seductive picture on her Instagram, the R&B singer. She puts a seductive picture on Instagram and just with the caption, "Where's Bay?" So he puts a comment on it, says, "Bay is in Charlotte," because he was in Charlotte playing the Hornets at that time. As a response, next thing you know, they start going back and forth. They hook up. It was a chop down. It was
we'll
just
talk
a
about
chop
that
down.
more in the after
and
show, too.
then after that, she got hooked and she got crazy now.
Okay, so I got to throw this in before we end.
Right.
Red Table Talk, Jada Show, you all need to listen. Jada talks about her sexual addiction. Her mother talks about her heroin addiction, their past. And then August Alsina, he was on there talking about his addiction to Percocet. Percocet will do that to you, I'm going to tell you. It will. You can become addicted.
We're still there. We're still there.
You can
still
become
there.
addicted.
Still there.
Yes, I'm saying Percocet, you can become addicted. I see how.
Molly
I had it when I
Percocet.
broke my leg, and
Percocet.
yeah, you can become
Molly
addicted. I didn't
Let's
become
go.
addicted, but all right, guys, we are done today. We got a whole bunch of more pettiness for you all
I'm
tomorrow.
sweating out the pettiness. It's so hot.
It's hot in here. I'm telling you, you guys are going to get some more pettiness tomorrow from Shanisa W. and Alice Dean. You can find me on Facebook as Shanisa W. on Instagram as Shanisa W. I'm hot. Did I just say that backwards?
I got sweat running down my back, but I am Silly Thoughts. That's SILLE Thoughts on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can always follow the show. We are the Morning Takeover Radio Show on Facebook. We're the Morning Takeover on Instagram, and we're the Morning Takeover Atlanta Radio Show on YouTube. Follow us. Holler at us.
See you tomorrow.
Give us a fan. Ice something.
It's hot. It's hot.
Woo! Hot show. With some hot topics.
Ooh.
God damn.
Sweat.
I mean, my shades started fogging up. I had to take them off a couple times.
I don't even have a lot of, a whole bunch of clothes on. I got a rubber on, and I'm like, it's today something, something goes wrong with the air. It happens.
But the show must go on.
But the show, we're professionals. But I'm going to tell you, y'all didn't get my best today. I'm too hot.
It is crazy. Is
the air going to be fixed by tomorrow?
I hope so. Otherwise,
we're going to be at a remote location. We're going to be at a remote location.
For real.
Look, we're gonna do the show in the car with the air conditioner on.
For real. Hey, we're coming from the driveway.
Right. But you guys, Jada, that Red Table Talk, y'all, if you're missing
is this
it.
therapy for Jada? She getting it all out.
And they said that it is kind of about, it is basically.
She got a
Red Table Talk, it talked about, y'all, this show is on, Jada, she's doing it on Facebook, but she clearly could take it to a larger platform because this show is the shit. I really got to tell y'all. Oh, and what I couldn't say earlier, Tamar said that with Tank, that was a bitch ass move. That's what she called it.
Bitch ass move.
Yeah. And then she said he likes to get. Should I say it? Can we say it? Or
I said it yesterday.
she said he likes to get his. I don't want to say it. His butt eaten out. Yeah, I don't like talking like that. Especially when we probably got our moms on here today.
My mom is on here. Well, she was earlier. She's not on anymore.
Okay,
but
yeah. Well, see, we don't like talking about stuff like
Joy
that.
said we should do frozen bellinis tomorrow if it's hot again.
You know what? That's what's up. Y'all,
that.
it's hot up in here. Y'all did not get my best. Y'all got others best. But, okay, so Jada, she said that she's a very, addiction happens in her family. Her father died from a drug overdose. Her mom was addicted to heroin for a while. She had to battle with that.
Fine mama is addicted to heroin?
I never knew that. They just tell. Okay, so then Jada, she had a sexual addiction. And she thought that
everything. That's called, right?
What?
Being a hoe.
Yeah, it is.
That's a technical term for being a hoe. It's called a sexual addiction.
But anyway, she thought that she could make everything fine with sex. That was her thing. And so, in August Alsina, he said, Percocet, he said something happened on stage once, he fell, and then he got on to Dr. prescribed Percocet. And it became an addiction. But I'm going to tell you all, look, when I broke my leg in 3 places, the doctor gave me Percocet, right? I felt so good. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I felt all the way good. The pain was gone. I was happy in bed singing, just, you know what I'm saying? I was just in a different place. So I can see how you can get addicted. And I didn't become addicted, but just know anytime I get anything done, I always be like, can I get Percocet? If I'm having sinus infections, if I'm having whatever, and they don't give it to you like that. But when I had my wisdom teeth pulled, I was like, I know y'all can give me some Percocet. And it's easy to become addicted. People don't realize that it is easy to become addicted. But this is the thing. Her family, they dealt with addiction. This is truly therapy for Jada. Because she coming out with everybody. What you writing?
Well, our celebrity life coach, Joy, is in the chat room. And she corrected me. She said, you can be a sex addict and be monogamous. So
true.
She said, if your partner can keep up with your addiction. And I'm
what is that? Okay, well, how do we figure out, how many, explain the sexual addiction. Is it if you need it 2 to 3 times a day, or like what? How do we go from just somebody to like sex to a sex addiction, a sex addict?
That's a good point. Because I was like,
is it you need it like 5 times a day or something, or is it?
Well, yeah. When does it cross over?
When does it cross over? Right. When does it just cross over? Like
that's a good question.
I don't know. So Joy, hopefully she'll, you know.
What I replied to her was I said I think men claim that they want somebody. I'm
coming up in here tomorrow with an icy. Remember them ices back in the day where it's blue, yellow? What icy?
I think all men in theory think they would want somebody that's a sex addict.
But you ain't gonna be able to hang.
But you can't hang with that. You don't want all that.
And don't nobody like that. You wear somebody out. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want no problem.
Men think that they will want those
coming
problems.
Coming to your job, calling all the time, tell you got to come
outside to the car.
Come outside. Like, hold on, man. I got to refresh.
You at lunch, your mate just pop up and be like, hey, leave me in the car. You know? Like, when does it become a sex addiction?
Okay, so she's saying, Joy said, if they use sex just like a drug, they take it good or bad. Can't be satisfied by what worked before. So they got to keep changing and keep. It's like that's drugs. Like,
you know what? So because some people get to the point where normal sex isn't enough, and then they start trying other stuff, and then they be out there trying stuff with people of the same sex, and they just like this. Some people I can see where
and just picking up random strangers. They go from their list of booty calls to random people to then to multiple partners.
And then it has to be, and then they got to do freakier stuff and all that.
I won't say it's just women. It's men do the same thing.
And it's never enough. Okay, I got it. So there's no exact number, but yeah, I mean,
and it said eventually, if the partner can't keep up.
Remember then Eric Benet, didn't he say he was...
Man, I'm above.
Eric Benet said he was a sex addict. Why he got a thumbs down?
But don't do that. Don't say that again. Okay.
Right, because he got a new wife. He doing his thing. Because Jay even tried to jump
in.
But
I mean, Halle Berry has a track record of bad relationships.
Will Smith, his sister opened up on the show too about her marijuana addiction. Everybody, this show was just, that's what I'm telling y'all, Red Table Talk. Y'all need to really, we are learning. Jada is covering every topic there.
Is she about to die? Is she trying to get into heaven or something?
I mean, Jada is.
Why is she confessing all this stuff?
She's confessing to everything. She's talking about everything. And I'm still, like my brain still feels a certain way about that whole teaching a child to masturbate.
That was grandmama though.
9. I mean, that's deep. And my question is, how do you show? Because guess what? If that would have been a grandfather, he would have been in jail.
Yeah.
So how do you show your grandchild? I mean, I understand you want her to know that happiness comes from within.
That was the 70s. What? Jada, how was Jada? 40, almost 50? So that was the 70s. Life was different back then.
But
life was different back then. You know that.
So then, I mean, but then wouldn't that be more relevant to today? Because people act crazy today. Back then, I would think they're not talking about
Joy,
something like that.
You're right about that.
What?
Joy said everybody has some sort of addiction because nobody is happy.
I'm happy.
I don't have no addiction. You don't think you have an addiction?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I'm OCD. Like, I like, stuff to be, like, kind of perfect. I like for stuff to be a certain kind of way. But I am happy. I mean, so are you happy all the time? I'm not happy not every single day.
No, I got this hashtag I'm putting on my Facebook. It's called Find Your Joy.
Oh.
I'm trying to find...
And that leads me to...
Trying to help people find their joy.
That leads me to something else. We talked about it before. As African Americans, we feel like we don't want to admit when something's going on because we want to, not put a label on it. And But, honestly, I think everybody should go to therapy. Do you? Like, everybody should have... I'm not saying every week, but everybody should have a therapist. Maybe even once a month.
Or a life coach.
Life coach? Life coach?
I think everybody needs something, whether it's a friend that gives you the straight, real, you need something because...
And sometimes you need somebody that doesn't know you to be able to...
Yes.
Because, like me and my bestie, anything, if she says something, I'm going to always say she right. She could say she saw pigs coming, from the sky, twerking on their way down, and I'm going to say I saw it too. Because, So, so you have to have somebody else. But I don't think there's anything wrong with therapy. I love my therapist. I haven't been lately, but I go and just talk.
I think
I'm extra though, because I be laid out on the couch.
I think the unwritten culture in this country, from whether it's anything across the board, is to present to the world a different picture than what actually is.
Right.
And American culture has done that from the inception, from the Revolutionary War. We have tried to present something to the world that really wasn't going on.
Nice.
We are about all men being free except for black men. You know, we are about pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps, but we're going to help subsidize just these people and not these people. So we present a different facade to the world than what it is, and so it's in our culture, and so we all do it. And at some point, it wears on you. It kind of can eat away at your conscience, your soul, your morality, and all that other stuff. And if you don't have an outlet like a therapist, then
I think everybody should either have a life coach, a therapist. And this is the thing, you might have issues that you don't even know you have. Like, it just might be you so used to a way of doing different things. You might find out you have issues that you, like, didn't know you had. I definitely, like, before we were saying therapists need therapists because of everything. But I think, honestly, everybody in the world, everybody, like, am I wrong?
I think there's a therapist shortage. I think therapists would agree with you. And I think life coaches and all that would agree with you. I think there would be a shortage because there's too many people, and there's too many issues.
Like, and even if you think everybody got issues. So I can't even say even if you don't think you have, everybody has issues. But yeah, I definitely think people should go to a therapist.
We have Dr. Erica come on. Dr. Erica, she works with Joe Wright. She's a psychiatrist, and she's just written a book about mental health issues in the black community.
I think we should.
We'll have Dr. Erica on. So Joy, make it happen, and then we'll have you and her come back in here, and we can talk about.
It touched me so much when I told you I met that lady at my church, and she was really contemplating suicide.
Right.
Like and she was just like, I was like, ma'am, because she was an older black lady. I said, you need to get some help. She was like, I don't want a paper trail. I don't want a paper trail. But really, like, with a paper trail, everything is confidential, you know, like, so.
There's not a paper trail if you pay for it out of pocket.
Oh, okay, I got what you're saying, but it's a paper trail.
If it's on your insurance, then
but they can't give that info
because
out.
they have access to your record. They can't give that information out, but other medical professionals can access it. And it's easy, and if it's on the internet, it can be accessed. So what you do is you pay out of pocket, and you go to an independent therapist, and you pay out of pocket. Now that costs more, but you have a better chance of having privacy when you do that versus using your insurance.
With, like I said, with the doctors, they can't, like, give other people your information.
They can't. The doctors can't, but insurance has that. They get all your medical records because they're paying for it.
Yeah.
So they get your medical records, and that goes on the system, and then people have access to the system. It could be anybody that works for that insurance company. Oh, let me see what's wrong with this girl.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? And then so there's more open portals to people getting your records when you use insurance versus when you pay out of pocket. You pay out of pocket, you can go in there, you can just say, I don't feel comfortable giving you my last name.
But I need to talk.
I'm paying you $80 an hour, $125 an hour to talk to me. Right. And my name is Jane.
Right.
And you're gonna call me Jane.
Right.
And you could be anonymous AF.
Yeah.
Or we're on as fuck if you want to with a therapist that you're paying out of pocket. Because as long as you're sharing your issues, you don't have to really know your name.
Right.
You know what I mean?
True.
So,
but my thing about that is, I told her, I said, you're at a place where you're thinking about committing suicide.
Right.
So to me, you're putting other people before you, because you're putting what they think before your life, and you can't do that. So
can't do it.
I mean, you really can't do that. So I don't know. I keep everybody in prayer. Are we happy every day? No, you know. But you ain't happy that's almost gone, huh?
I'm happy. I'm not happy I ended this bottle of champagne.
That's fine.
I'd be happy if somebody brought me some vodka.
But y'all, we do that sometime in a turn up when A-Mac will come late at night.
For real. We'll take it up a notch.
Right now, I'm going with my music. But yeah, if you need, I keep posting the suicide hotline on my page too, only because, like, I'm going to tell you, one day I said on social media, I was like, if you're going through something, you know, reach out to me. Like, I told that.
We'll find a spot for you.
I was like, I'll talk to them, you know, and like, because I have some experience with different things, and it was a lot of messages. I joined
our Stevens, at my church. I joined the Stevens ministry, and that's the counseling ministry. And we would do everything anonymous. So if we had church members that were going through some
Churches do it all the time.
I did it all the time, and I had to go through, and it was very similar.
And it doesn't go through your insurance.
It doesn't go through your insurance. So you can check with your church.
No, with your church.
Do that. I'm going to get some shout outs. Katina, Karen, what's up? Good to see you again. Nicadia, Joyride's been in the building. So they're all, they're still following us on the after show. So give y'all a big shout out. Thank y'all for following it. And I know there's a bunch of people in your stuff. So we'll give all y'all a shout out. That's on Sharnice's page.
Shout out. Thank you. You guys, it's so hot in here today.
Oh my God.
And so we're going to wrap up.
Yeah.
We'll be back to the funny duo tomorrow. I mean, it was funny today, but.
It was funny.
Not
the heat provided some nice humor.
I ain't providing no humor over here.
They provided a commercial for Cool Air.
Right. Like.
For real. They didn't come up here strong.
I'm going to do this 60-second recap out of my car. We're going to the car, pull up. All right, 6-second recap. No, for real, guys. Thank you so much. I got some extra petty stuff for tomorrow, so I just want y'all to be ready.
It's the week of petty.
I got some petty.
Oh, real quick. So tomorrow I might sound a little funny because today I go pick up, I'm getting Invisalign.
Oh.
And I pick up my trays today.
You know what? I was about to go old school with it and be like, can we cap on you? When's the last time? Remember back in the day, we were like, oh, we're going to cap on that person. And I'm thinking.
Nah, yeah, it's going to be.
So you're going to be sounding funny so we can.
I'm going to be working on it tonight but I'm getting my Invisalign today. So
Today?
Today. I pick up my trays. I've already done all the stuff. And so today I go pick up my trays to start my process.
Do you have to wear it all night?
I have to wear it. I can only take it out 3 hours a day. I only have 3 hours a day that I cannot have it in. So in the bed, when I'm sleeping, I have to have it in. I have to take it out when I eat, and then I got to put it right back in. Drink some water, rinse out my mouth, put it right back in.
So you're going to be sounding funny.
I'm going to be sounding funny?
We're going to cap on you.
They're like, what? What are you talking about?
We're going to cap on you. All right, guys, we're out because I'm hot as hell.
Yeah. We're going to do this 6 seconds. It might be a 30-second recap.
Right. I'm just be like, y'all, yeah, bye.
It was a good show. Follow us. Bye.
Right. 6-second recap going to be hard to do today. I've been thinking about this room.